Okay, here are two examples of trying to write some equations. So I'm going to sketch these first before I try to create an equation, because otherwise I can't do it, because I'm a very visual person. So I'm going to first draw myself a set of coordinate axes so that I can make this function. All right, it touches the x-axis at -3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. It's going to touch at -3. It's going to cross the x-axis at 4 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's going to cross there. It goes to -infinity as x gets very big. So that means as x goes this way, the function's going to go to -infinity, so it's going to go down there. So I'm going to kind of start here. Okay, it's going to go that way. And it also goes to -infinity when x gets very small. So that means it's going to come this way over here. It's going to go to -infinity. All right, so it looks to me like, let me make this a little prettier, it touches at -3. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to touch it at -3. Okay, I don't know what it does in between here, but I do know that it crosses at 4 and it crosses at 7 as it goes down in this direction. Okay, so that means 4th degree, which means I only get, x to the 4th power is my biggest degree. So here, because it's tangent, I know this is going to be x plus 2. Sorry, I don't know why I said 2. X plus 3 to some even power. Okay? And here, because it crosses at 4 and 7, I know it's going to be x minus 4 to some odd power, and x minus 7 also to an odd power. Okay? I only get 4. All of those numbers have to add up to 4. So since it's not very much, I'm going to have 1, 1, and 2. 1, 1, and 2 adds up to 4. So my polynomial function, make sure I have an equal sign. So f of x or p of x or y, whatever you want, I'm going to have x plus 3 to the 2nd power. I'm going to have x minus 4 to the 1st power, and x minus 7 to the 1st power. Now the next thing I should ask myself, and you can put a number in front if you want to, but should the leading coefficient be positive or negative? And I notice that because it's kind of upside down, like a parabola upside down, it's going like this, my leading coefficient needs to be negative. So I got to put a negative in front. I can put a -2, I can put a -3. It doesn't really matter as long as there's a negative. There's lots of different choices for polynomial functions. This is the basic, okay? All right, next one and last one. Write a 7th degree function, touches the x-axis at -1 and 7, crosses at 3. All right, so again, I'm going to kind of sketch it because that helps my brain a little bit. Touches at -1 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. And goes to -infinity as x gets very big. So it's going to go to -infinity as x gets very big, and positive infinity as x gets very small. So that means it's going to go that way, positive infinity as x gets small. All right, which is good because it's odd. It's supposed to be. It's 7th degree. So there you go. Now, all right, so it's supposed to touch at -1. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make it touch at -1. What does it do? Crosses at 3, all right? So then it crosses at 3 and touches at 7. So it's going to touch at 7, and then it's going to go down. Okay, so a 7th degree polynomial. It's going to touch. So it touches at x equals -1, so x plus 1 to some even power because it touches. I know that x minus 3 to some odd number and x minus 7 to some even number. And those numbers have to add up to 7. So what can I do? I can do 2. I can do 2. That makes 4. And so the odd can be 3. So I could do that. I could do 4 and 2 and 1. I can do that. There's lots of different choices. Just odds and evens, it doesn't matter. Okay? So I'm going to have f of x is equal to, I'm just going to go with the first one, x plus 1 to the second power, x minus 3 to the third power, and x minus 7 to the second power. And now, so that's 2, 5, 6, 7, so my degrees do add up to 7. And then I have to decide, is it supposed to be positive or negative, leading coefficient. So I look at this, and that looks to me like it has a negative slope as a line. So I'm going to put a minus sign in the front here. So that's my polynomial function. There are lots of polynomial functions, but this is the one that I'm choosing. Okay? All right. Good luck, and